Hello and welcome to the channel. Gordon here from G17 Collectibles. So today is a quick unboxing and first look at a figure that's just arrived into the collection, which is the Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse 1/6 scale figure from Hot Toys, and it's Miles Morales. First thing that strikes me about this is the box is a lot taller than a normal standard Hot Toys box. I really don't know if I'm going to get this whole box into the camera frame, but it is maybe about 2 or 3 inches larger than a normal box. I don't really know how I'm going to show this. Maybe I'll take a picture and I'll throw that up. But if I compare that against the Peacemaker, that's also just arrived, there is a 2-inch gap. Let me see if I can do it down the bottom. So if I line the boxes up, you can see just how tall this box is. Now I'm imagining this is because of the display stand it comes with, but we'll find out once we open it. Watch out for this as well. Peacemaker will be coming up this week on the channel. A quick unbox and review. So let's have a look, open it up, and let's see what this is. This is a highly anticipated figure for me, and I slept on it. I'll run through what I slept on and why I slept on it and how I'm going to change in the future. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. So let's have a quick look overall. So to delve in, overall the box is fantastic. This is a slip cover that comes off. The artwork on the front is absolutely stunning. I really like this image. If we pull the slip cover off, underneath we can see the layout of the figure. Hopefully that's been captured on camera. We have the figure here with the outfit. We have a series of hands, etc. In fact, let's just open up. Okay, so here's the clamshell, and inside the box we also have this really huge cardboard background display. I can tell you already I am really going to struggle to fit that into the Blaladin cabinets. I really don't know how I'm going to do this, but we'll find out soon. Looks as if I've got lots of really in-movie style cardboard cutouts with different words, thwap, etc. Thwip. But yeah, this looks fantastic. This does look like a fantastic figure. So we've got a couple of accessory packs on top of the actual clamshell itself. Let's have a bit of a dig into the actual box. There's lots in this figure. There really is lots in it. We've got a couple of head sculpts. We've got a lovely stand. We've got the outfit. We've got a pair of trousers down here. There's so much in this figure. And as I said, I'm really looking forward to this because I absolutely love Into the Spiderverse. It is beautifully animated. It's a great storyline. And for the minute it was announced, I thought, I am having that figure. But yeah, I slept on it, and we'll continue talking about that as I go through the video. I have an idea of how I want to display Miles. It will be with the clothing and his hood up, etc. But let me just take everything out and we'll go through some of the bits. I'm not going to do a review on the whole thing or show you all the various hands and all these various web things. I just want to kind of very quickly unbox it, show you the kind of general components and talk about the figure a little bit. So here we go, here's the figure. It is Miles Morales in his black suit. It's a very small and quite thin figure overall. I mean, he is a teenager after all. But initially, I really like it. The suit's got a lovely feel to it. It feels like a really nice fabric. The screen printing, etc. looks really good. It looks as if it's really, really posable. Double bend knees, double bend elbows. I'm not massively worried. There's no major things here to worry about with the way the fabric is moving in the suit. I think we're going to get quite a good few dynamic poses from this guy because you can really cuddle him up, which is unusual for a Hot Toys figure, but it is Spider-Man after all. That just initially is absolutely fantastic. Look at the articulation you're getting on that. Try and do that with any other Hot Toys figure. So the body looks fantastic. It's got really good range of articulation and motion, etc. You don't have to worry about the suit. Oh, I'm really, really excited for this. Let's take a look at some of the other parts. Okay, so here's a selection of some of the parts that are in the box. And as I'm lifting all these out, I am becoming more excited and more impressed. This is a stunning figure, it really is. So let's start with display base. What a lovely, lovely display base. Has this lovely graphic animated top on it, which really suits and comes direct from the animated style of the movie. You have the nameplate Miles Morales. It's a standard Hot Toys shaped base. It does come with your flight pole and grabber. We also have the outfit. So this is the nice red hoodie, green jacket and shorts. So far the materials all look fantastic. There's a wire in this hood. You've got a miniature zip here on the back. You've got elasticated cuffs. You've got an elasticated top of the jacket, bottom of the jacket. That is absolutely fantastic. Also comes with another outfit set. So you have the sweatpants and you have this sleeveless white t-shirt, which is fantastic. Then we're going to look at things like his shoes. So these are kind of like flexible rubber material, something that you would, what it reminds me of is like the, is like Barbie doll shoes, you know, it's that kind of rubberized, rubber, rubberized rubber. That's one for the Gordon Dictionary. But yeah, okay, it's missing maybe the Nike logos, etc. But you can see they are pretty nice. So I'm looking forward to putting them on. How you do it, I don't know. But yeah, they're really nice. And you can see the laces on this one. I've just pulled that lace out. The laces on this one are undone, which again is one of the things in the movie that Miles has, is his shoes are untied. We also have a couple of like these kind of things. So you've got a bunch of Miles's stickers, his tags that he puts all over the city. We have a A4 piece of paper with from your friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man, which is quite nice, to be paper prop. And then we have the kind of Halloween type costume in a nice wee plastic bag that Miles buys after Peter Parker's death. That's really nice. I really, really like that. It looks like a miniature Halloween costume prop. We also have a spray can, so it's pink, and that spray can looks fantastic. The lid comes off. Oh, brilliant. So yeah, look, the lid comes off. That's fantastic. And there's the lid. Very well designed. It looks perfect. It even has the dimple in the bottom of the can. The writing looks really good, etc, etc. That's brilliant. Selection of hands. So it comes with a number of hands here. So you have the kind of spider suit hands, painted really well, nice little detail. And obviously you have the ungloved hand for Miles. What strikes me here is that it's not like a normal hand. It is stylised, so you can see there's ridges on the knuckles and underneath. It does look like an animated hand, there's no doubt about it, so that's fantastic. You also get kind of rubberized neck piece, so rubberized rubber. Very flexible, very soft. That's fantastic, because obviously that slips over the suit and gives the illusion that the suit is underneath the t-shirt, so that rubberized rubber neck piece is brilliant. Then we've got these rubberized rubber ankle pieces with the socks. So again, that's just like a rubber sleeve with a sock over the top, a bit of material. That's fantastic as well. And then a couple of head sculpts. Obviously Miles has got the masked portrait already on the figure, but it comes with 2 further head sculpts. So let's take a look at the normal Miles Morales. That head sculpt in itself is fantastic. Okay, it's not a real head sculpt, so maybe it's a bit easier to do animated head sculpts, but that to me is fantastic. The detail on the hair, they've captured Miles 100%, absolutely 100%. That's fantastic. And then this one is the half-mast portrait. I don't think this is removable. No, why would it be? And that again, they've captured Miles, the expression, etc. absolutely perfectly with the mask on top of his head. So I'm blown away. I really am blown away. I am so excited by this one, and I'm really, really glad that I eventually got one. I didn't think I was going to get one, but yeah, I eventually found one in stock for sale, and I purchased it last week or the week before last. And I'm so happy that I did, because I appreciate this figure has been out for quite a while. And I slept on it, and I was waiting for it to be released before I purchased it, and I just never get around to it. And yeah, I nearly missed out and had to go to the secondary market. But Yeah, fantastic. So happy so far. Let's take a look at the background and then we'll set the figure up in the pose that I'm looking for. Okay, so here is the background. It's a lovely, again, in the exact same animated style background. It's really tall. That explains the reason for the length of the box. As I've mentioned before, this background, I'm going to have, as much as I would love to put it in a display with Miles in front of it, it's not going to fit in the IKEA Blaladin. I can tell instantly it's far too tall. And it probably, I could get it in, but this section here would probably have to go above, behind the next shelf up, and it would be encroaching on the bottom of the next display cube above, so I don't know if that's going to work. And it would have to be flat, you couldn't curve it, which is a bit of a pity, but you know, it's not the end of the world. We've also got a couple of things here, boom, thwip, zap, and these look as if they go into slots, predefined slots, and they kind of give a nice 3D effect. I think overall, and I'm not even sure that would fit in a detolf, by the way. I think it's probably a bit too tall for a detolf as well. I think Hot Toys needs to understand that we have display solutions. I think that's the only thing I'm disappointed with, is Hot Toys knows we display these things in detolfs, etc. There's limited space, so if you're going to do something like this, make it fit to what every display collector has out there, you know. It probably would fit in a large module case or billy bookcase with adjustable shelves, but everyone I see has detolfs and now Blaladins. Hot Toys, it would be nice for you to accommodate the way in which we display. That's the only downside of this figure. Overall though, it's absolutely fantastic so far. Okay, so what I want to try and do here is I almost want to try and copy this this display option with having Miles in his suit with also his hoodie, his jacket and his shoes on. It seems to be a very popular option, and certainly one of my favourite parts in the film is when Miles is on top of the building and he decides at that point to take the leap of faith and become Spider-Man. So I almost want that as my representation of this character. So I think I've pulled out all the bits from the box that I need. It's a shame because there's so many other things that give you so many display options with this. So for example, I would also like to try and have Miles with the paint can in his hand and wearing his sweatpants and having his normal head sculpt on. The difficulty is you can't have more than one option. So it gives you options in the future if you ever want to change up your display. I'm actually thinking I might go and buy a second one. It is honestly that good, and I never buy multiples of the same character. But I'm actually thinking I maybe need to go and buy a second Miles to have the spray can fully clothed and unmasked portrait on, because it's that good. So yeah, and I also need to now go and buy Gwen. So yeah, I didn't think I had a feeling I wanted Gwen. Now I definitely want Gwen, and I would definitely want another one. So that's bizarre, but this is a fantastic figure. Trust me, if you like the film, this is just the best figure that Hot Toys has produced in a long time that's got me this excited. Right, so let me stop talking and let me do something with this figure. So I've pulled out a display base, the pole and the waist grabber. What I want to do is I want to try and take the clothing set and get all the individual parts out. So take the jacket off, take the zipper, oh the zipper, good, and the pants. Let's get rid of that piece of cardboard, and we'll try first of all, I think, to put the pants on. Now I did say I kind of slept on this figure. The way in which I order things has really changed over the last few years. I was all about pre-order. And everything I wanted, I would pre-order from my preferred retailer, and I would pay my deposit, and I would then wait for the figure to be released, pay the invoice and get it. But with the collectibles world, it's becoming, just the sheer volume of items that are now coming out, it's becoming harder and harder to maintain that pre-order mentality for me. let me try and explain that maybe a bit better as I dress this figure. So I've been doing collecting for a long time, and I've seen how the collectible industry has changed over the last 20 years. 20 years ago, or even 15 years ago, or even 10 years ago, it was pretty straightforward in the collectibles world because there wasn't a great deal of volume being produced, and there wasn't as many manufacturers. So what you tended to find was that anything that came out, you had a list of saying, yeah, I would really like to have that, and you would pre-order, and maybe take a year and a half for that item to be released, but eventually you got it. And you knew kind of what you were spending because you were only buying maybe 5 things a year, 10 things a year, 2 things a year. You know, you weren't spending an awful lot of money on pre-orders. But with the explosion in the last 5 years of manufacturers, a lot of third-party figure creators, other things, because I don't just collect figures, I collect statues, I collect props, I collect everything related to my favourite movies. Just the sheer volume of things that's now coming out. I mean, every day there's a new release. Every day there's a new release. And it's becoming incredibly difficult to tie up money in pre-orders nowadays. Some things I will pre-order because I know if I don't pre-order it, I'll never get it. So if it's really limited edition or really exclusive, like the GND stuff, I'll pre-order that pretty much straight as soon as it's available. But for Hot Toys figures, which have historically been produced en masse and are available from other retailers at point of release, it's getting to the point where I'm thinking, what is the benefit in pre-ordering Hot Toys? Because they were always generally available when they're released, and if you pre-ordered from a UK retailer or pre-ordered from Sideshow, potentially in the UK we were always kind of one of the last people to get releases. So it was really becoming really frustrating for me to have a figure on pre-order at Sideshow and seeing online everyone receiving that figure when it's released in the home countries like Hong Kong, and then 3 or 4 months later I would then get the release. And I started to notice that on eBay and other retailers and other Hong Kong based retailers and retailers based in Asia, that they had stock available pretty shortly after release. So I started to change tact. The tact I started to do was to say, well, actually, I'm not going to pre-order Hot Toys or 1/6 scale figures unless I really, really have to. I'm just going to wait till they're released and then make a decision on whether I still want that item. And if I do want that item, then at that point, I'll just buy it straight up without having to pre-order. And that tactic was working for quite a good while, you know. I stopped pre-ordering, stopped investing a lot of money in pre-orders and being frustrated, waiting and having that money tied up. So I stopped pre-ordering, as I said, and when the figure was released, I then chose my preferred retailer at the right price and bought the figure there and then, which meant I had it at the same time as everybody else. Another thing that I found was that by pre-ordering a figure, these things are taking so long to be released that sometimes after 2 years, the kind of heat's went off and you don't really want the figure anymore. Or it's not as hot as what you thought it was, or sometimes the releases, you think that's not as good as I think it should be, and you pre-ordered it, so you end up paying for it, and potentially you regret it. So by not pre-ordering, it keeps it flexible, it keeps it the decisions to the point of, do I really want that thing? And you can then make an informed decision. So that's what I've been doing, and it's worked for me so far. These are an absolute pest to go on. According to the instructions, you're supposed to put these boots on like that and then twist them round, but I'm worried that I'm going to damage the suit if I force this. Sorry, where was I? I can't actually remember. This is puzzling me. It's definitely the right fit. So yeah, the way in which I've pre-order's changed, and it's worked for me so far, and it gives me a flexible way to buy things as and when. However, with this one, I thought, good, I'll just wait till it's released and then I'll purchase it. Things started to change. So Things like the Peacemaker, things like Miles Morales, where normally when point of release you can still order on Sideshow, all of a sudden during the pre-order window they went to waitlist. And Hot Toys have changed the way in which the pre-order works so that they are only producing a set amount of figures, probably based on pre-order numbers. And it then becomes increasingly difficult through UK retailers who have limited pre-order stock to purchase these figures. So when I say I slept on this, it's because the business model I think's changed for pre-ordering, and that plan of just buying it on release wasn't going to work as well as what I had done in the past. So it ended up, I found that to try and get this figure for a reasonable price, everywhere was sold out. And at point of release, I just couldn't find one. But luckily, when I was surfing my retailers a couple of weeks ago, I found that KG Hobby had one of these in stock at a decent price. So I ordered from KG Hobby, and yeah, here we go. I've got it now. Remember I was talking about these rubberized rubber shoes? Yeah, this is, I'm really concerned that I'm damaging the foot by pushing this in. I mean, it's in there, but yeah, they maybe should have put a slit or something down here to allow that foot to go in a lot better, because the problem is the toe section here is really wide, and it was trying to feed that into the shoe that was causing me the major problem there. So yeah, that's not great. Okay, there's a few fiddly wee pieces to put on here, etc, etc. Don't need that bit because I'm going to have the laces undone. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to change the way in which I pre-order again, to be fair. And I'm now going to look at potentially pre-ordering some absolute must-have figures so that I don't lose out in future. And it means reinvesting money into pre-orders, 20, 30, 40 pound, that I won't see for 2 or 3 years, but as long as I guarantee that I'm going to get the figure, then I guess that's okay. So yeah, you know what? Life's all about learning lessons and changing the way in which you collect. So I'm quite happy with that, as long as it's a figure I really want. So there we go. Sorry that's taken so long, but hopefully I entertained you with my babblings throughout that. There's the figure as I want to have it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the video roll because you've listened to me talk for far too long. It's a long video as it is. I'm going to get Miles into the pose that I want to settle on, and I'll come back and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so here is what I have ended up settling on. That was a lot of fun. I'm going to probably tweak this a little bit more. It's not exactly what I had in mind, but it's close. And it actually turned out a little bit better than what I'd thought. I'm not brilliant at doing dynamic posing overall, to be fair. I like to sit and tweak and it takes me a while to get to the right pose. So overall, I don't think this will be the final pose. I will tweak it over the next few weeks. But in general, what a fun figure to play around with. It really has many options. It has a lot of things that you can do with it, various poses. And like I said earlier on, I think it's one that I'm going to have to get a second figure for. I really do. I want that unmasked portrait as well. So yeah, maybe have to invest another few £100. I think this one came out about £275 from KG Hobby, and that was shipped to my address. £275 is probably just under the second-hand market for this figure right now, so I was lucky and pleased enough to get it. Like I said, I probably will tweak and try and find just the right pose for Miles, but right now I'm pretty happy with how that is looking overall. Yeah, it's a really good and fun figure, and I'll probably pick up Gwen at some point as well. So yeah, hopefully you liked the video. I'm sorry it's taken so long and you've had to listen to me drone on. But yeah, if you like Spiderverse, do you know what? I highly recommend this. It's a great release from Hot Toys. It really is. It's probably one of their greatest in the last few years. And I'm now going to move on and take a look at Peacemaker, which I've got really high hopes for. So check out that video as well. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. If you did like the video, please do give me a thumbs up. Any comments, I'll happy to respond. It keeps me encouraged, it keeps me motivated to keep sharing my collection, sharing my videos with you. So yeah, thumbs up would be much appreciated. And if you haven't already subscribed, you know, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to see further videos coming up. So thanks once again. This is Gordon signing off, and until the next video, take care.